Hey everybody, Chris here. Despite the recent pullback in the markets, patterns are looking bullish for Dogecoin and Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And on Friday, August 1st, we had our first of 10 days in a row of Dogecoin giveaways. That's right, Dogecoin giveaways during the live streams. Make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure you got your notifications on so you can join in on the fun while we continue to watch this recovery happening. Is it a recovery? I know there's still a lot of bears out there. I've been bearish over the past few days, but I'm starting to turn around. That's right, starting to turn around on that bearish outlook. Let's get into it. Let me show you the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. We start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart. Just under 20 cents here as we are recording on Saturday morning, going into a weekend where I'm expecting low volume, low volatility for the weekend. Of course, we'll be checking in on that, the live stream again Saturday afternoon, and then again Sunday afternoon. We'll be here giving away Dogecoin, of course, but this pattern I was looking at this morning, this goes back to June. And when we had that last dip here, this was around June 22nd, right here. That was after a higher May, so we were much higher here in May, right? And we had that first pullback, then we had a recovery, and then the second pullback. Very similar to what we just had here. After this big run, we had that first pullback, and then we had a recovery, and then we had the second pullback. On that second pullback, look what the RSI did. This is looking at a 4-hour chart, zoomed out. We had the RSI drop here, right below 30. We had that RSI drop, and it almost hit 20 there on that last dip. Here we are again. RSI is just below 30. We may have one last dip here, very similar to what happened back here in June. And then what happens? You get a recovery, and then a bit sideways, and then it takes off. I think that is what is coming. Now, we still have the chance of this one last dip, right? This one last dip could be coming if you haven't already bought on the dips. As I was talking about, right? I've been talking about the first week of August for over a month, right? Even when this was happening and Doge was coming up, I was saying dip, right, the beginning of August. Well, here we are, and it is dipping, and it is now August 2nd as I'm recording this. So this was predicted, right? And here we are. Are you buying on the dip? But this is looking bullish to me as what this next move forward may be. Bitcoin, if we look at Bitcoin, again, Bitcoin was slow and steady, didn't go on the wild run that Doge did. Sure, it went up and to this 118 level that it's kind of been trading around, hit a new all-time high at 123, came back down, and then here's the current Bitcoin dip. And what was that Bitcoin dip about? Well, that was the CME gap, right? And we've talked about CME gaps before, and I've always said, they don't mean anything. And then the last time we had one of these CME gaps was well before, it was actually well before June. And I was discounting it, and then Doge, of course, dropped down and filled that gap. And this is the same thing. So it has filled that gap. Now, Bitcoin can move up. Gap was filled. The bottom of the gap was 114.2, and we're now at 113.6. So we filled the gap. Now we can move forward. CryptoJack's looking at this very bullish flag pattern. We're at the bottom here, so bouncing some lower lows. Is this the time? Potential to move back up, at least to 117, and we would still be in that what is turning to be a pretty clear flag on the Bitcoin chart. So bulls may take control now. Titan of Crypto is like right to the 50 EMA. On the daily, bounced right off of that, the 50 EMA, and also there is a longer support line just a little bit lower. So Right below sits the trend line, forming a strong confluence support zone. Let's see if the bulls step in. Again, there could be that one last little drop. So Bitcoin could go down to 112, 111. A lot of people calling for 111 on Bitcoin just to flush out some more of these new leverage traders over the past month. Flush a little bit more out, and then we move higher and start taking out the shorts. And if we zoom out even further and we look at the 4-year cycles still in play, we have not had on the monthly the full blowout on the RSI to overbought conditions. That has not happened this cycle yet. We are still in the 3rd year of a 4-year cycle, and we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So in 2021, we had the second run up to 69K. In 2017, we had the huge run late summer into the fall up to 20K. 20K, 69K, where is this going to be? I was still looking at 200. Could we get there? A lot of people talking about it. Bitcoin structure is undeniable. 1 year red, 3 years green. RSI, nowhere near danger. Momentum is intact. History is repeating. Don't let short-term noise distract you from the big picture. This is the accumulation window that we are in. We talk about buy on the dips. And you keep saying buy on the dips. It works. It's real. Dollar cost averaging, buying on the dips. Now, once we get through the rest of this fall, now we'll start talking about a different picture. But I am still very confident that we still have this to come. And of course, Trader Allen, he's looking at Doge and he's saying, look, on these 4-year cycles, this is real. Now, it may not do what he's showing here. I mean, this is kind of crazy, right? Again, he's using a fractal from the totally overhyped 2021 run that I don't think plays anymore, because that was totally overbought. Notice he doesn't show the RSI here because it was completely overbought. So this is a bit much, in my opinion. I get it, but we do have that, the macro cycle, very clean. Each cycle, same parabolic structure. No need to guess the exact week. Don't fade the curve. I just don't think it's going to be as violent this time, but we don't know. We have to be prepared and ready for what is to come. What's happening, right? U.S. inflation drops to 1.67. This is on Trueflation. They're talking about we're under 2% inflation now. The labor market is weakening. Chirpow's not looking good. He's trapped. The rate cuts are coming. Now the odds for a September rate cut are zooming up, 70-80% odds. Some even calling higher for the rate cut in September. Some are saying, well, once you get that rate cut, do the markets boom, or are the economic conditions, particularly unemployment maybe rising, still uncertainties about inflation and tariffs, could put enough question marks where the market really doesn't pump on a rate cut. We could actually see a short-term little fall after the rate cut, and then the markets move up. And that might be a scenario we're looking at, but we're still over a month away from when that happens. Meanwhile, Dogecoin price alert, Dogecoin traders eye 19.6 as key support, and Doge did hit that. As we zoom in a little closer on that 19.6, on that dip, that's where we hit, was 19.6. So will that 19.6 hold as support? We will be watching that through the weekend. Meanwhile, Dogecoin, as it dropped, we've got accumulation by institutions. That's right. These are wallets, well-known wallets, known by institutions that are buying Doge. That's right. They're buying Doge. Institutional wallets have purchased 310 million Doge during the pullback. So that's what we're looking at, is their retail, right? And some of you even admitted you sold Doge. You're fearful that Doge is dropping even more. This is what Doge does. Doge is very volatile. It goes up really fast. It drops really fast. If you're not able to handle it, maybe Doge isn't for you. But most of us, we've been around Doge long enough. We know that's how Dogecoin trades. So Dogecoin drops, but the bulls might not be done yet. And that is my scenario, despite the drop, right? Technicals still favor a long-term uptrend. Whales are buying the dip. A breakout back above 23 cents could shift momentum fast. 26.5 would be the next stop. So all of those indicators are looking positive. We covered on the live stream yesterday more of Trader Allen's charts. This one, the long-term channel, continues upward. We even drew a new one on the logarithmic scale, zoomed out, showing this long-term channel that looks good for the remainder of this bull cycle. And then we will go into a bear. When we go into the bear, if we think that's happening 2026 into 2027, how much will it drop? All of that. We can't even begin to map that out until we see what happens the rest of this bull cycle. But we did have this July bullish engulfing candle for July. What's going to happen with August? Sometimes after these, it kind of settles for a little bit before a big run. We've had that before. We could have this kind of a little bit of pause and then green candle. We'll see how it plays out. Again, different time of year for this one than what we have now. So we'll watch how that plays out. Overall, for Doge, here we are. Are you buying on the dips? Are you bullish? Or are you still bearish, thinking it's going lower? Let me know in the comments below. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.